What's up everyone, my name is Alpha and today we're back with another Pokemon challenge video. Today we're on Pokemon Sun and Moon and today's challenge will be can I beat Pokemon Sun and Moon Hardcore Nuzlocke using only ALOLAN foreign Pokemon. I thought I did this video before, turns out I've never done it, so why not I try my hand at it. So quickly run down the rules real quick. The rules are on screen right now. We're only available to catch one ALOLAN form Pokemon in each route of the game, which is kind of annoying because there's a lot of ALOLAN Pokemon inside the same route, so we have to limit ourselves as well, and they have to be shiny each time we catch them, and there's also a level cap and also rules in between. You guys should know that by now. You guys should also know is that each of my Pokemon will be nicknamed after you guys in the comments, so thank you so much for leaving a comment in the previous challenge video. If you guys want to be nicknamed after a future Pokemon in my future challenge video, just drop in the comments and hopefully I'll pick yours. And while you're down there, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me that you guys support my channel. Anyways, let's get into the challenge video itself. Thankfully we do not have to go and search out for a shiny starter for once, so we had to skip the starter. We skipped the first part of the game pretty easily, just skip it through. It's actually important who we pick out as a starter Pokemon. I don't want to face off against Incineroar in the champion room of the game, and also I don't want to face off against Primarina, so knock those out by giving myself Poplio to avoid that battle, and also Incineroar on how it's not too big of an issue. We can handle that. It's just important we don't get those two at the champion room. So Decidueye is going to be the easiest one to face off against. And moving on to find our first ALOLAN Pokemon, there's actually multiple options we can get. We get Meowth, Grimer at the Pokemon School, or in Route 1. It's going to be a Rattata. Technically, this is the first route of the game, so we're going to have to catch ourselves a Rattata. Didn't want to, but I didn't want to put off finding a ALOLAN Pokemon for too long, so we're going to search out for a shiny Rattata over here, and it's actually a pretty cool shiny, and also really like the ALOLAN form. They did a really good job with ALOLAN forms in this game, minus one. We'll talk about the one later on, but we're going to catch ourselves a shiny ALOLAN Raichu, and then head into the Pokemon School, clear out the Pokemon School. Unfortunately, it's attached to Route 1, so we can't catch a new Pokemon in here. It's unfortunate. Now we move on into Howley City, and in here we're able to catch our next shiny Pokemon. In here there's multiple ALOLAN Pokemon including Grimer and also Pichu that evolves into Pikachu that evolves into ALOLAN Raichu. We're really searching that one out, but it's a 5% encounter, and unfortunately we find ourselves a shiny Grimer in that time, and that's just unfortunate. I was actually supposed to save this for much later in the game, but since we found it, we have to use it anyway. So we catch ourselves a shiny ALOLAN Grimer, add it to our team, and then head up into Route 2 where we're able to find our next Pokemon, just back to back. In here we're able to find ourselves a shiny Meowth, and that's about it. We find ourselves a shiny Meowth. Very annoying because it took forever to catch in a Pokeball, but lucky enough we catch ourselves shiny ALOLAN Meowth, and now we head into the first totem fight of the game. We're gonna face off against the first totem battle in the game. We're gonna face off against this Gumshoos in Verdant Cavern. We're gonna easily beat it down as a Rattata two-shots a totem Pokemon. Rattata Hustle, super broken somehow. I want to use this because it seems very good, and we're gonna beat down the entire totem fight in 3 turns with just a Rattata, which is crazy. Now we go back into the trial cave of Verdant Cavern, and we're able to find ourselves a Diglett in here. So since Diglett is in ALOLAN form in this game, we're able to search out for a shiny ALOLAN Diglett. We're able to find one not too long from starting hunting, so we're able to find ourselves one added to our team, and then we can head into the first Kahuna fight of the game. Each of the level caps in this game be based off of the Kahuna fight, so we're gonna start the battle off against Hala, and Hala's gonna start the battle off against us using a Mankey, which is gonna be pretty strong. Lucky for us, this Grimer that we caught actually came with Black Sludge, so we're able to recover HP just from it, so very useful. As you can see, I'm able to pound down the Mankey, get it poisoned, and then from here I decide to use Harden to boost up my defense, so when the Makuhita comes out, I'm able to just beat it down. Unfortunately though, it starts getting a lot of hit on us with arm thrust, and I assume he's gonna stop arm thrusting me and getting good rolls. It did not. It just continuously beat down my Grimer, so I'm at very low HP fighting off against the Grimer, and most of my team, actually the rest of my team, is weak to fighting type moves. So I was really relying on Grimer to do everything here. Unfortunately he's not able to, as I'm able to knock out the Makuhita, but I'm not able to knock down the Crab Brawler that's in the back, so I have to switch out into a Z fighting all out pummeling into my Meowth, which is unfortunate. I really want to use Meowth. Unfortunately went down. I go out to my Rattata next to do some damage. I am able to do a Z move into him, which will do about half to him, but unfortunately that is not enough as he's gonna Power Punch and knock out my Rattata in one shot. Then I go out to my Diglett, which is able to Magnitude into the Crab Brawler, which isn't still enough. It's gonna knock me out with a Power Punch, but it's gonna lower its speed with my Tangling Hair, which Diglett barely has any hair, but we slow down its speed and my Grimer is able to outspeed the Crab Brawler. barely beat down Hala, the first kahuna of the game I lost 3 Pokemon to. This is probably the worst start possible to any hardcore Nuzlocke, but I just couldn't see a way to beat that. That's the only way I could see to beat that. Luckily enough, we beat Hala and we can move on into the next trial of the game. We do not have any Pokemon in between the first kahuna fight into the next trial of the game, so we have to beat down this Wishy-Washy using only my Grimer, which I am able to pretty easily as I have Poison Fang as a move, and I'm able to beat it down, get it poison, and it's eventually just gonna knock itself out with the poison. So we're able to beat down the Wishy-Washy without too much issues at all. We get down to half HP, should be fine. But from there we can head into the volcano, and the volcano route we're able to find ourselves a new Alolan Pokemon in here. We're able to find ourselves a Cubone, which isn't an Alolan Pokemon itself, but it evolves into Alolan Pokemon. And from there, I mean, it's my own rules. It's my challenge video, so I'm gonna allow myself to use a Cubone since it evolves into a little Marowak. But we're gonna catch ourselves a shiny Cubone and then add it to our team. Now, what's not great about this is that we have to face off against the fire trial, and if you do know, fire trials are the death of me in hardcore Nuzlocke, especially within the trial. There's no breaks between each battle, so you have to face off against a Marowak, you have to face off against a hiker. On my case, I actually face off against a second Marowak. It didn't make a difference to me, I just gained some XP, but we face off against the hiker, and the Magmar actually flame bodies my poor Grimer, and I'm burned going into the next Totem battle fight against a Salazzle. So I switched out into my ground type, which is able to live a flame burst, 2 flame bursts through 1 crit, and I'm able to one-shot the Salazzle with Boomerang, and then my Grimer could finish off and barely beat down a Salandit, which is very lucky because if I lost my Grimer here, I would have lost the challenge, because obviously the next trial is going to be a grass trial. And speaking of that, we're going to face out against this Totem Lurantis next. We're starting off with my Grimer to Poison Fang into him. Luckily enough, it does get badly poisoned, and that will actually whittle it down. As the cast form comes out, luckily it's not the Trumbeak. That could supersonic me, but it goes out to his cast form. It's going to Sunny Day Up, which is annoying, but I am able to badly poison it as well. And with Black Sludge on my Grimer, I am able to live a lot of moves. I go out to my Cubone for the last turn, and eventually both the Totem Lurantis and also the cast form will go down to the poison, and my Cubone gets all the XP. And we finish off against the 3 basic elemental trials. And we can head into this place over here. I forgot the name of it, but we're able to get ourselves an Eviolite, attach that to our Cubone for this upcoming fight. We're going to face off against Olivia next. Olivia is going to be the second kahuna of the game, and we're going to start the battle off against her, starting off with my Cubone. Cubone's able to just knock down the nose pass pretty easily for us. Don't take too much damage, especially since I have an Eviolite on. Knock down a boulder as well, take a bit of damage, but that should be fine. As her next Pokemon will be a Lightning Rock, which is going to be pretty nasty. So I switched out into my Grimer next after boomeranging her, and then my Grimer is able to live a Z-Rock from her, live it with 4 HP, and I'm able to knock out the Lightning Rock, just barely beating down these Grand Trials. And also my Cubone evolves into an Alolan Marowak, which is going to be amazing for us because now it's a Fire and Ghost type Pokemon. And then from there, we're going to move forwards into the next trial of the game. We're going to face off against the electric trial of the game. And since I have a fire type Pokemon, this trial should be pretty easy. We're going to face off against this Totem Vigavolt. And we're just going to flame charge into him multiple times. I think 3 times in a row. And that should knock out the Vigavolt, as you can see. And then we knock down the charge. And we also have Lightning Rod as an ability. We took barely any damage from this trial anyway. And from there, we're able to get into Route 14, which we're able to find our next Alolan Pokemon in here. If you run around in the grass right here, you're able to find an Alolan Geodude, which unfortunately, since it's a Geodude, it's going to evolve into a Graveler, which needs to be traded to evolve into a Golem. So we're kind of stuck with just a Graveler, but we're able to find a Geodude, and we have to catch it before it explodes with self-destruct. So we go for a quick ball and we catch it, add it to our team, which is amazing. And then from there, we're going to face off against the hardest trial in the game. We're going to face off against the Ghost trial. We're going to start the battle off against the Totem Mimikyu using my Graveler, which has Rock Blast as a move, which is going to break his disguise and also do a lot of damage to him, which is actually really nice. Does about half, which is amazing because it does 4 plus the breaking disguise part. And also I have a Z move on my Graveler. Graveler also has Sturdy as an ability. Luckily enough, this Gengar does not go for Hypnosis. I didn't know it could spawn Gengar. You guys know that? But I am able to knock out the Mimikyu right here. This trial was actually made easier because I have a Graveler. And this Gengar, which I did not know could spawn, actually was better than the Haunter that spawns because that goes for Hypnosis normally. And I'm able to knock him out using my Grimer. And we end up beating the hardest trial in the game just like that. super simple. We're gonna head into the fight against Guzma next. This fight is not too difficult, even though my Pokemon's HP are going down really fast. I am able to knock down Guzma and evolve my Grimer into an Alolan Muck, which is very nice. I also get the move for a Minimize from here, and then we can face off against the next Kahuna of the game. We're able to face off against Nanu next. Nanu is going to be the dark type Kahuna of the game, and we start the battle off against him using my new Alolan Muck. It's gonna get faked out, but I'm able to minimize. Yes, evasion stalling. Yes, this is the only way I could beat him, because my entire team is very weak to special attacking move, and he has Shadow Ball and he has Earthquake on his Crocorock. So all I gotta do is minimize and hope the Sableye start missing more moves, poison him down, and then recover with my Black Sludge. Luckily enough, he switches out to his main threat, Crocorock, and I'm able to poison him as he misses an Earthquake, which I don't know how he missed an Earthquake. How do you like actually miss an Earthquake? But I'm able to Brick Break, knock out the Crocorock. He then goes out to a Sableye, which I'm able to beat down pretty easily. And then his final Pokemon will be a Persian. He actually doesn't even get his Z move off against me, but he does get Power Gems off against me with +6 evasion. I mean, I'm able to knock out the Persian eventually and get the win against Nanu. And then from there, we can face up against Guzma once more. Our Marowak is going to destroy. Speaking of Marowak, Marowak also sweeps up against Lusamine, and that's going to be our running Flame Charge Swords Dance. Marowak is going to be our 2-go sweeper, as we're able to beat down Lusamine and then head into Executor Island, which we're able to find our next Alolan Pokemon. Did remember at the end of the challenge when I looked for my other Pokemon that in the Tapu Village, I am able to catch Alolan Vulpix, which I completely forgot about. I thought you could only catch it on Mount Lanakila. That's my bad, I forgot about it, so I'm actually hindering myself more, but we're able to find ourselves a shiny Execute here and add it to our team. Evolve it immediately because there's no moves that it really needs, and we're able to face off against the final Kahuna of the game. We're going to face off against Hapu next. Hapu is going to be the ground type Kahuna of the game. It's going to start the battle off against us using a Duckstroke. We're going to use a Graveler first because Graveler can live any move, and we're going to try to avoid her setting up a Sandstorm. She's going to go for an Earthquake. I live it because I have Sturdy. I'm able to bulldoze into her and knock her out in one shot. As you can see, Graveler is very powerful. It's just very slow and has no defense apparently. And then from there, she's going to switch out to her Mustard, which is going to Z-move into my Executor, which I'm able to live and then Z-move back at her because I Leaf Storm is my only grass move, so I don't want to lower in a special attack right now. She's then just going to switch out to her Flygon next, which I'm able to Dragon Hammer into him. She's going to Dragon Breath into my poor Executor, which I'm able to Dragon Hammer and knock her out in one shot. Her final Pokemon will be a Gastrodon, which I could outspeed. It's a Slug, but my Executor is also Palm Tree, so I don't think it's going to outspeed him. I didn't want to run the risk, so I decided to go out to my Muck, and Muck actually put a lot of work in, as Muck's able to lower the defense and also poison down the Gastrodon and eventually knock him out super easily. And we're able to beat down Hapu, which is the final Kahuna of the game. And from there, we're going to face off against the next trial. And the final trial of the game, we're going to face off against this Como, which is going to take a Dragon Hammer from my Executor. And it's going to do a lot of damage to my Executor with Clanging Scales. I decided to switch out my Executor because this is a bad idea. I went out into my Muck next, take all sorts of damage from him, and then just beat him down with a Crunch. Could have easily lost there with a Sky Uppercut plus another move from the Hackmo, but from there I decided to switch out to my Marowak to eventually knock out the Hackmo, which is super easy. And then we're able to face off against Lusamine once more, but Lusamine, I mean, she started the battle off against us with a Clefable. I have a Marowak right here, get a +6 and some Flame Charges up. I am able to beat down her entire team. We sweep down the Clefable, we knock down Milotic, which is a big one. Pretty scared of that one. And Mismagius outspeeds me somehow, but we're able to knock him out, knock out the Lilligant, knock out the Beware, and we beat down Lusamine. Super simple. From there though, we're going to head into Mount Lanakini, and we're going to finally catch our final shiny Alolan Pokemon. We're going to search out for a shiny Alolan Vulpix in the grass, which is going to be our only and final Alolan Pokemon. We are able to find it, and it's super cute. Add it to our team, evolve it, and finally we're going to head into the Elite Four and start our Elite Four challenge off against the first Kahuna we face off against that killed half my team, which is going to be Hala, which is a perfect ending. I should have actually left it to the end. That would actually be a fitting ending, but we're going to start the battle off against Hala using my brand new Alolan Ninetales, which is so majestic. We're going to start the battle off using a Nasty Plot against him. He's going to hit me with a Close Combat, which does so much damage. I live with 1 HP. Luckily enough, I had a Citrus Berry on. I did not know it was going to do that much damage, but that simply would knock out the Hariyama for us and also knock out the Crabominal. Do not want to risk my Ninetales right now, so I want to switch out from the Primate. I'm not too sure if I was faster or not, but I did not want to risk it. I switched out into my Muck, which doesn't take a Cross Chop too well. I am able to one-shot him with a Gunk Shot, but I mean, you know what? It actually worked out. He then goes out to his Beware next, which I don't really have a switch in. I decided to switch out into my Executor, which doesn't take a Hammer Arm at all. So that was a bad switch. I go out to my Marowak next. It's going to, of course, have Brutal Swing, which does a lot of damage to me. But I'm able to Z-move Fire into him and eventually knock him out. His final Pokemon will be a Poliwrath, which I thought I was screwed here because I have nothing else in my team. I decided to go out to my Executor, take a Waterfall from him, and then hope I could live an attack. He goes for a submission. I live with 14 HP against him, and I'm able to Leaf Storm into the Poliwrath and knock him out. That was poorly played, but I'm able to beat Hala and not lose a single Pokemon for once. And next up, we're going to face off against Olivia next. Olivia is going to be the second Kahuna we face off against, and the second Elite Four member of the game. We're going to start the battle off against her, use my Executor against her Relicanth, which is going to Leaf Storm into the Relicanth and just knock him out. First turn, we get Yondo, which is kind of annoying. She then goes out to her Carbink, which is annoying because I have nothing to beat it down. My Marowak's not able to do a lot of damage to him, so I decided to switch out back to my Executor to Sleep Power actually, and then Leaf Storm to knock out the Carbink. Which I should have just went for a Leaf Storm if I was going to do that. But she then goes out to her Golem, which I go out to my Muk next. I'm going to Acid Armor and maximizing my stats and defenses off against this Golem. It does get me paralyzed, which is kind of annoying, but eventually I am able to knock him out. Multiple crunches because I got to poison it, I got to recover my HP, I got to waste some turns so my HP comes back to me, and eventually knock out the Alolan Golem, which I kind of want on my team. But the Golem goes down. The Pearl Pass comes on next as her second to last Pokemon. I'm able to crunch it down. Since she wasted all her full restores with her Alolan Golem, I am able to get it down to red HP and knock him out. Then her final Pokemon will be a Lycanroc, which does have a Z move on, but since I'm max defense, I am able to survive it. Unfortunately, she goes for a counter and doesn't miss and knocks me down to basically 14 HP. So I can't stay in for Z-Move Rock, so I decided to go out to my Executor, which is a risky play. I'm not too sure if Executor can live it. I go for a Z-Move Bloom Doom. She also goes for a Z-Move. It does hit me, and I do end up living. Executor Clutch again, knock out the Lycanroc, and we're able to move past Olivia and face off against the next Elite Four member of the game. We're able to face off against the Ghost type Elite Four member, and we're going to start the battle off against her using my Ninetales, which we're going to Nasty Plot up against the Sableye, and I just got annoyed here, and I was like, you know what, this is tilting, I need a Dazzling Gleam. I hit myself in confusion, she Shadow Claws me, and I'm like, I'm not going to lose this. You know, if I switch out now, my Pokemon, someone's going to go down. I go for another Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam is going to finally break out of confusion, and I manifest it, knock out the Sableye, and I'm like, what, you know what, he's not going to hit himself again. Ice Beam into the Delmise, and once again, I break out of confusion. Ice Beam knocks out the Palossand, and our next Pokemon will be a Frostlash, and then I'm like, okay, now I'm going to chill. I go out to my Alolan Muk next, which will crunch and knock out the Frostlash, and then her final Pokemon will be a Drifloon, which this fight went by super fast. I'm able to two-shot knock out the Drifloon, and we're able to beat down the Ghost type Elite Four member, head out into the next Elite Four member of the game. We're going to face out against Kali. We're going to start the battle off against her with my Alolan Marowak, which is a good start against her Skarmory, which is going to be easy free setup bait. She can start the battle off using spikes and all. I'm going to go for Swords Dances. I get 2 Swords Dance up, then I'm going to go for a Flame Charge, which is going to force her to activate a full restore, and then I'm going to go for another Swords Dance to get +6, and then go for a Flame Charge. She does not have Whirlwind, so it is really good for us as we're able to get a +3 speed against the Skarmory. And then against the Mandibuzz, I need to go for a Continental Crush against him because it does not kill. I'm pretty sure it does not kill. The only Rock type move I have is Rock Tomb, and I'm pretty sure it does not kill. Mandibuzz is very tanky. So Mandibuzz goes down, and then her next Pokemon will be a Toucanon. I go for a Swords Dance like an idiot. I misplayed here. I misclicked actually. And then I go for a Rock Tomb. Luckily, I'm faster than it, and I'm able to knock him out. Her next Pokemon will be a Crobat, and I actually outspeed him. Knock him out with a Rock Tomb, and her final Pokemon will be an Oricorio, which I'm able to Rock Tomb and knock her out. And we actually clean up. Marowak actually sweep the entirety of Kali. Surprisingly enough, I thought Ninetales can sweep someone. Didn't at all. Next up, we're going to face off against, well, technically we're the champion now, but we're going to face off against our first champion challenger. We're going to face off against Professor Kukui. We're going to start the battle off against him using my Executor to just Leaf Storm into his Lycanroc. I just hate his Lycanroc. It sets up Stealth Rocks, and there goes my Graveler Sturdy. I also miss a Leaf Storm, which is annoying, and he gets a crit, so it's already a bad battle, which I thought I was going to lose this, because this battle always takes a lot of Pokemon from me. I'm able to Leaf Storm knock out the Lycanroc, He then sends out his Ninetales, which I'm hoping he just misses Blizzard. He doesn't miss it. I'm going for a Sleep Power. Doesn't miss it. Unfortunately, Executor goes down. I go out to my Marowak next. And then from there, he doesn't have a move to attack me. He has Dazzling Gleam and Blizzard. I go for Swords Dance up against him. He misses a Blizzard, which is amazing. Could have just missed it on the Executor. But you know what? I take a Blizzard. It does a lot of damage actually. So I'm going to go for a Flame Charge. He goes for a Blizzard again. He's going to outspeed me. I go for a Flame Charge, knock him out, which is nice. And then his next Pokemon will be a Snorlax. I go for an Inferno Overdrive against the Snorlax. I think he has Dick Fat. I'm pretty sure he has Dick Fat, as he does not go down to it at all. And then I go out to my Muck against him. My Muck, he does have Earthquake, but I'm going for Acid Armor against him. Get +6 on defense, knock out the Snorlax, which is amazing. His next Pokemon is going to be a Braviary, which isn't going to do any damage to me, as I'm able to just Gunk Shot into Crunch to knock him out super easily. And then his next Pokemon will be a Decidueye, which, like I said earlier, he's not going to be able to do too much to me, as his Z move is going to be Ghost type, and I'm able to resist him, crunch him to knock him out. And then his final Pokemon in the back is going to be a Magnezone, which actually is a special attacker, which I can't really mess around with right here. I go for a Crunch. It lowers his defense, which is amazing. And the only play for me to do here is actually just sack my Muck, because I can't go out to anyone else. I have to sack someone here. I decided to stay in with my Muck, and luckily enough, he goes for a Thunder Wave. I weaken him down more. I waste his full restore and knock him down to pretty low HP from the Crunch, and then switch out to my Graveler, which will break his 30, but I resist a Flash Cannon, which I'm able to bulldoze into him and knock out the Magnezone, and we end up beating the challenge, which is amazing. We didn't lose too many Pokemon actually. We lost 3. It wasn't like down to the wire. Luckily enough, Muck actually clutched things up for us, and we cleared through the entirety of Pokemon Sun and Moon. And I want to say thank you so much for watching all the way today. It means a lot to me that you guys make it this far. If you guys can, please leave a like and comment down below some challenge ideas just like this one, and subscribe to my channel. It means a lot to me that you guys do all that and support me. And my name's Alpha. Hope you guys all had a great day, and I'm out. Peace.